The Gospel according to John, chapter 13, passage 1, the Last Supper. It was before the feast of Passover. Jesus, knowing that his hour had come to leave this world and go to the Father, having loved his own who were in the world, loved them to the end. During supper, when the devil had already prompted Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon, to betray him, Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands and that he had come from God and was going to God, rose from the supper and laid aside his garments. He took a towel and girded himself. Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel with which he was girded. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus answered him, "What I am doing you do not understand now, but you will understand later." Peter said to him, "You shall never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "If I do not wash you, you have no part with me." Simon Peter said to him, "Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head." Jesus said to him, "He who is bathed needs only to wash his feet, but is completely clean, and you are clean, but not all of you." For he knew who would betray him. Therefore he said, "You are not all clean." When he had washed their feet, taken his garments, and sat down again, he said to them, "Do you know what I have done to you? You call me teacher and Lord, and you say well, for so I am. If I then, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example, that you should do as I have done to you. Most assuredly, I say to you, a servant is not greater than his master, nor is he who is sent greater than he who sent him. If you know these things, blessed are you if you do them. I do not speak concerning all of you. I know whom I have chosen. But that the scripture may be fulfilled, he who eats bread with me has lifted up his heel against me. Now I tell you before it happens, that when it does happen, you may believe that I am he. Most assuredly, I say to you, he who receives whomever I send receives me, and he who receives me receives him who sent me. Let's immerse ourselves in these words and discover their meaning. In this excerpt from the Gospel of John, a remarkable moment of the Last Supper is described, where Jesus, knowing that his hour had come to transition from this world to the Father, decides to wash his disciples' feet. This act of humility and service is a profound expression of his love for his disciples and serves as an example they should follow. Aware of Judas' betrayal, Jesus rises from the table, removes his garments, girds himself with a towel, and begins to wash the disciples' feet. When he approaches Peter, Peter protests, saying that Jesus should never wash his feet. Jesus replies that if he does not wash him, Peter will have no part with him. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Peter asks Jesus to wash not only his feet but also his hands and head. After washing the disciples' feet, Jesus asks if they understand what he has done for them. He explains that as their teacher and Lord, he has given them an example to wash one another's feet, demonstrating humility and love. Jesus states that a servant is not greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. He also foretells the betrayal that will take place, so the disciples may believe when it happens. This passage highlights Jesus' profound humility and his call to service and love for others. It reminds us that true leadership involves serving others with humility and love. If you enjoy the way we conduct these conversations and wish for more topics like these to be created, you can support this work. Details can be found in the description. God bless you for your kindness.